What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Digibyte, and Omise Go. Those are the five that we're going to be looking at today. Guys, I want to start in here on Bitcoin, but Ethereum's been moving the most. We're getting that trend line break that we've been talking about, and Ethereum's making a really nice move right now. So we're going to get into that as well, but we're going to start here on Bitcoin. And what I want to point out for Bitcoin here, we're at $9,561 right now. So overall in the macro sense, we're still in a downtrend, right? Lower highs still coming in. But what we've been having here are these higher lows. And you can see how we've still defended on the 4-hour time frame this 200 moving average. And this is why I talk about this stuff. This is important, guys. Why do you think there's so much fight right around this area here? So we're back up above it now, and what's happening is we're getting squeezed between this 200 moving average and this teal downtrend line. So you can see we've had lower highs here even in the short term. So now we're starting to get this squeezing effect. It's almost like a symmetrical triangle, and what we're waiting for is to see if we get that strong break to the upside where we can go up there and start challenging $10,000, and then eventually that $10,500. That's the area to keep your eye on, is $10,500 and what we do with that. If it's strong overhead resistance, or if we're finally able to get up over top of that, set a support on top of it, and then continue to move. That's what you want to do, guys. You want to turn old resistance into new support. That's what's important. But as the candles now, they're getting tight and we're getting squeezed, a break's going to be coming soon. And what's happening is the volume's falling off as well right now. So guys like me are sitting back waiting right now to see which direction we're going to break for Bitcoin. So overall, I'd want to see us go up there and try to get up above 10,000, then that 10,500. To the downside, what we need to hold is to continue to hold this moving average, this 200 at $9,111. That's going to be the two areas to watch. And what I would also do is set an alert right down here at about $8,535. We would not want to start dropping back below that area. That's a very important area for us, because you can see that's where the reversal happened in the short term. How we were having lower highs, lower lows, then we started to reverse in the short term and started to have higher lows and higher highs. So I would put an alarm there, and then I would also put an alarm right up there at around $10,500. If we get back up there, we got to see what we do with it. And if we get a nice strong break out of this teal trend line here to the upside, guys, then we could be moving, and we could move fast, because we got a lot of room between that $10,483 and that $12,044. That's kind of the range that I'm looking at if Bitcoin can get up into that area. So that's Bitcoin, guys. Next one we're going to get into is Ethereum. I want to spend a little bit more time on Ethereum. And also, if you get some from these videos and you've learned and I've helped you out, guys, let me know down low. Smash that like button. We're trying for 300 likes on this video. I want to see if we can get there. And like I said, I'm just going to do the best that I can for you. I'm going to be as honest as I can, just looking at the charts. That's what I go off of. Bullish, bearish, sideways, it doesn't matter. But what we were paying a lot of attention to yesterday is this yellow downtrend line. And yet again, guys, this is why this stuff matters. And you can see how we start to break out up through that. And right now, this is a really strong move here. We're up 7.5%, so that's a really good move. The only thing that I would say that I'd like to see is still a little bit more volume right down in this area, but it's nice to see that we had a nice strong move breaking through that trend line. And remember yesterday when we were talking about, if you have one of those candle closes 3 to 5% above a trend line, a lot of the times it will break out. That's exactly what happened right here. So this was our 6% we closed. So basically, if you jumped in right there, this would be your profit, what you'd be taking right now. See how that works? And what we're going to do now is we're going to target $247 is going to be the area that we're going to be looking at. That was the previous resistance area from this little reaction that we had. So that's going to be the next target, is around that 247. We're going to see if we get there. In terms of the indicators, remember this on the 4-hour time frame. Relative strength is up around 82 right now. So we are starting to get a little overextended. I still think we could kick up to that 247 if we do want to continue to move, because a lot of times you'll test those things and then we'll have that cool down or that retracement, try to set a higher low, then move again. But just be careful, because we are getting into that overextended area for the RSI up in those 80s. So that's Ethereum, guys. The next one we're going to be looking at here is Litecoin. And then for support, we would want to hold for Ethereum roughly around about $215 now is what we'd be looking at. So next we're going to take a look at Litecoin. So Litecoin's at $47.10. It made a nice strong move there too. It was defending this green trend line. So let's take a look here. And another nice thing that Litecoin has done, because Litecoin was behind, guys. This was a coin that was behind, like Ethereum and Bitcoin. Litecoin has broken up through $44.88. That was an important area to break up through. The next area is 45.79. We got up through that, and now what we need to do is to turn $46.12 into support. If we can turn that into support, then we can start trying to get up here around that $48 and then eventually get after that $50. $50 is going to be very important. It's like that $10,000 psychologically for Bitcoin. And then in terms of support, I would not want to drop back below on the 4-hour time frame here. That 200 moving average at $44.84 is going to be the area. But it was nice to see as we broke up through that, it did come on a little bit more volume there, a little bit higher than average volume, but I still want to see more. Very important, because the volume is going to help continue this move, and we want it to be a true move to the upside so we can start breaking out of these things. And also, if you drew a trend line right here, this would be a trend line break as well. Okay, guys, so that's Litecoin. Next one we're going to get into, let's take a look at Omise Go. Like I said, this one, guys, I've always liked Omise Go, even from the time it came out. Just something that always caught my eye. But what we need here, we need this to turn into basically a bull flag. Guys, so we had that big pull up. We've had our retracement now. It came on a little bit lower volume, so we're going to see if we can get another kick to the upside. But in terms of the short term, you can see how we lost this 50 moving average. That would have been something that I wanted to see hold as support, and that was at $1.70. Now that's going to act as overhead resistance, so we'll have to get back up through that. Overall, in terms of support, I want to see us hold. I would feel comfortable if we retraced all the way back to $1.37, $1.38. This green line right here, and to see if we got a bounce off that so we can start trying to gain momentum to get back up over top of that high of around $2 that we ended up hitting. But it's important to watch these things because we did have climax volume right here, and sometimes climax volume can show you the top of trends, because guys, what you have to realize with trends, there's no set determination. They can be short-term trends, they can be intermediate-term trends, they can be longer-term trends. Trends can end at any time. Okay, so we always have to be aware of that. But for me, what we need to do now is get up above $1.75 to the upside. Then it's going to be around that $2. So there's going to be the overhead resistances as well as this 50 moving average, which will act as support at about or act as potential resistance at about $1.70. And then in terms of support, we're going to be looking at $1.49 for us to hold. And then if we take a look at TradingView, overall, we're looking at a 4 sell, 10 neutral, and a 14 buy for Omise Go, and that's on the 1-day time frame. So that's Omise Go. The next one I want to do with y'all is Digibyte. And if you like me covering Omise Go, let me know down low, guys, and we'll continue to throw that in when it's moving. That's the main thing, guys. I want to cover stuff that's moving and active. So Digibyte now on the 4-hour time frame, guys, we have lost this 200 moving average. You can see we dropped down below it. We fought to get back up above it again, and then now we are falling again. And what's tough here is we have a pretty big gap. So if we end up losing that 0.01698, I would look down to support at about 0.01498, and then it'd be about that 0.01417 is going to be the area that I'd look at. But this is a pretty big gap here, and this is a pretty big percentage that could be lost to the downside. And this, guys, is why it's so important to take profit, as you can see, once we were talking about the trend changing for Digibyte. But even right now, if we were to drop from where we're at down to that bottom, that's another 18% that could be milked off there. And that's where you just have to be careful, you know, because right now you can see the volatility stop is in red. It's to the downside, lower highs, lower lows, and we wouldn't want another lower low to come in and be down real low in this area, guys. So this is where the bulls need to start defending for Digibyte. If we take a look at the 1-day time frame, you can see we had a nice bounce off the 50 here. We had a bullish engulfing candle, but we didn't really go anywhere with it. We didn't make a huge move. So our best bet now is to continue to stay above this 50 moving average on the 1-day time frame, and that's going to be at 0.01538. And you can see also the volatility stop now to the downside, even on the 1-day time frame. And in terms of momentum now, we're starting to pick up a little momentum, which is nice there. So that's a good thing to see on the 1-day time frame. We're going to go through a few indicators here. Relative strength, though, we have the lower highs, lower lows still coming in. We're at 48 right now, so just run a little bit more neutral in terms of that 48. If we take a look at our MACD, guys, still have not had a bullish cross to the upside, so we do not have that confirmation yet. You can see when we had the bearish cross right down in this area here. And then we'll take a look at the awesome oscillator. I like this one as well, kind of like that histogram, but you can kind of see the tops and a lot of things and when we start losing that momentum to the downside, and that's what we've been dealing with. So guys, just really watch those support and resistance areas for Digibyte. Pay attention to the fact that in the short term the trend has been down. Now we have to be aware that there's a lot of selling that took place up at the top here. People really wanted to take those large percentage gains that they were getting. You know, when they see something go up 40% or whatever, they're going to take their profits. Now in terms of Digibyte, we have a 13 sell, 8 neutral, and a 7 buy is what we're looking at. So guys, this is what I wanted to bring to you today. Didn't want to make it too long, but you know, Ethereum's making a move right now, and hopefully that can help carry some of the altcoins with it. You know, it's really important that Ethereum gets moving. That's a big deal for the market. So let me know down below, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also share with your friends. God bless.